I run a multi-million dollar business. We have 6 or 7 offices around the world. I do a lot of TV in America. Write a lot of books in America. I do huge podcasts and I advise through Harvard University's Psych Hospital and the Plains Hospital. But when that survival mode kicks in, you'd be surprised how much I can take. And then the back end of that, of course, from childhood trauma is how long I stay there in survival. I'm scared to fall. Well, first of all, it's classed as mental health. Nobody wants to talk about that.
Mhm.
Secondly, if we knew what was really going on and could fix it, we wouldn't need the pharmaceutical companies. So there's lots of reasons why we don't have them conversations. Okay, well, that's abandonment, first of all. And that's patterning your brain to take that further, that you're going to be a workaholic and ignore your children. But yeah, everybody has it. But they sit there because the uncomfortableness, the pain, the survival mechanism says if I step out of this, it might not work out. I'll be homeless or something.
And you are absolutely right. A lot of reasons why people stay in situations is because they have told themselves a story about what it would look like to leave.
Now, the next morning, as we know, in most households in England, you get up next morning, it's all forgotten about. Oh, I love you too, babe, don't worry. And he goes out to work. What's that teaching the child? It's teaching the child that fist fights is love and arguments is love. So what that girl does when she leaves the house and she grows up, she attracts the same guy that will end up in arguments or fist fights. So we smashed the lock off and we opened the thing, and there was the girl that went missing 9 months ago. So she was alive, she was bruised and battered, took her every day, bathed, to the restroom, food, sexual assault, all that stuff and put back in the box for 9 months, guys. 9 months. So when they opened the box, there was a policewoman there. She leant over, she grabbed this girl's hand and she helped the girl step out the box. She took her police coat off and she wrapped it around the girl. What's the first thing the girl did? She got back in the box. What it does next is miraculous. It will shake violently for about 3 or 4 seconds and it'll run out. They've just shooken off all that trauma, dealt with right there and then and gone. That day and may cross the same road tomorrow and get hit by the same car. Who knows? You've got to, somebody will tell you, a therapist, a good one, don't go to any ones, but they'll tell you the signs to look for. If you're restless all the time, if you're older and your relationships are not working, if your businesses are failing, if you're shaking your leg all the time when you sit down, there's facial expressions, there's staring into space, there's all this stuff that adds up to something being wrong. Everybody can be successful. Everybody can earn $1 million. Everybody can get the kids back. Everybody can do anything they want to do. Quantum physics backs the neuroscience up in this. But the reason why we don't is because of that mode we're in. I suffered from traumatic trauma and PTSD and everything from I was molested by my priest, went home and told my mom, she hit me with a wooden shoe, skull, hit me with it, and I was sent up the stairs. Soon, it was like my mom and dad there and their friends, so like 4 or 5 adults there. What I didn't know is when they pulled out the driveway and we started the game, the run around naked game, and the adults would catch us and tickle us. You've got to listen to your body. The body will tell you a week, 2 weeks before when it all goes wrong. It's trying to warn you, like the gut feeling. The gut feeling goes right back to the tribal days. When somebody in the tribe would get a gut feeling that there was danger there or something was happening, the tribe then got ready to fight or they flee. That's still true today. In America, 90% of the food is not real. It's plastic food. They can't call it ice cream because there's so many chemicals in it. There's no cream in there. It's easy. But what's happened to America as a whole is we've got sicker and sicker. Please, what are you doing? What are you doing? And we're banging, fries and fast food away and bread that's not real bread and all sorts of food in the supermarket, especially the inside of the supermarket, not on the outside, but the inside. It's plastic food, and our body eventually goes, I can't do this anymore. And then the cancers come in, the heart problems, the lung. Got to get that away with the breath work and ignite the conscious brain. With the conscious brain, used to be good until we found out that trauma is not a plane crash, it's not a car crash, it's not a divorce, it goes way deeper than that. So, and one of the main reasons, and the reason we don't talk about it, is there's no money in getting a person well. In actual fact, you could buy a hamburger, stick it in a cupboard, not a fridge, a cupboard, and you could go back to it a year later, nothing wrong. I died twice on the streets of Manchester, guys. When you do something like that, you want to really find out the answers and tell the truth. Then it's do your research. Just because your doctor tells you something doesn't make it true. Medical doctors are not gods. If I know something of my 64 years of being on this earth, I know this. That this is not it for you guys. This is a crossroads. I love crossroads when you start to rebuild. Find your identity, proud of who you are. Stop giving a shit what people think about you.